responsibility to develop, to disrupt, and to transform education. There is no higher calling than that. There is no greater glory than that. What's better than shaping the minds for those who will shape our world? Good morning, everybody. Thank you for being here. I can see people energized. What a week it was here in Shenzhen. It's marked by energy, passion, determination, hope. It's also marked by high weather temperature, which is okay. But I want you now to look up here. What do you see? When I look at this, any place on campus, I always get inspired by the letter T. Not only because it is written on the red font, but I have been focusing and found that there are many words, actionable words, that influence our industry and start by letter T. And I want you to brainstorm with me. I always think about technology, telecommunication, trillions of dollars opportunities, terabit connectivity, trust, transparency, tools, training, transactions, so on and so forth. But today, I am thinking and inspired about 3 words. I think they will say it all. We are living in tokenized era, or tokenized economy, driven by transformation and built by talents. Tokens, transformation, talents. That's all what we have when we stand at the breathtaking crossroads of human history. Of course, it's a crossroad, but of course, we got the map. And the map is you over here. So it is very fair to conclude that the primary resource and the driving force and the lifeblood for national prosperity, digital sovereignty, and resilient society is the ICT talents that are cultivated by continuously transformed higher education. This is what today's summit is all about. So without further ado, because we have a lot of speakers, ceremonies, celebrations today, so I wanted to kick things off. So for that, we got the president of Huawei Higher Education BU. So please put your hand together and welcome Du Min.
Thank you, Doctor. Good morning, distinguished guests, especially the educators who are traveling so far to join us today. So on behalf of Huawei, I would like to warmly welcome you for your contribution to the education sector. And for today, for my kickoff, let me start from my recent story with my son. He's studying at grade 7, and this Wednesday night, when I traveled back to Shenzhen around 10 p.m., and he was not asleep, still busy with the PPT. And I asked, why are you awake so late? What are you doing now? Just say, tomorrow I need to present to my classmate to recommend a book. So I forgot to prepare it last week. So I'm now working with Doubao, which is similar like a Gemini, large model application. It's the Chinese version. And Doubao just give him a PPT in 5 minutes. And I start a conversation like a father with any other teenage sons. I say, if you use AI this way, it will make you stupid. And he turned back and give me a response like any other teenagers. Come on, man. I have read the book already twice. I know the book. I just want to save my time. And I also have the conversation with Doubao for 5 to 6 rounds to fix my PPT. So, and then I zip my mouse. So, from this story, I would like to say, for the young generation, especially the students now in the high school and in the higher education sector, they are born natively in internet era and AI era. So how to guide them to the right direction and to help them or to be the mentor of the young generations is still a question. I trust everyone here, most of you, has noticed recently, because it's now the graduation season in the United States. The top universities, they have a strong confrontation for AI topic. But if you look the other side in China, from the 3-year-old kid to 80-year-old elders, the AI topics are very hot, and people are warmly welcome AI, no matter there's still some questions, still some flaws, but how to leverage AI, leverage the new technology into and make sure their service, our industries, our people. This is now the question for the era. And we are now standing in an extraordinary era. So how to make sure the technology are providing assistance to the people, but not defining the people. And make sure our younger generations and people, they are the controller of the new technologies. That's our mission. So I hope during today's sessions, all the professors, professionals, educators, and we can share openly your mind. And we can share the mind. Maybe there's no one answer, certain answer, because education is very systematic. So I suggest we don't hold one answer as a final one, and just make the conversations all openly. From Huawei point of view, we are not the professional educator. We're not professional in this sector, but in the last 10 years, we focus a lot in how to cultivate the talents through what we have proved through the ICT. Like today is a good example, ICT talent cultivation. Through those cooperation with all the industries, our focus is on how to connect the industries together with the education sector. To unity, make sure the unity of knowing and doing, what we call it practice. So from this year, Huawei has started initiate a program called AI Practice Lab, which we focus on how to bring the industries, bring their real scenario, real model, real data, and real practice into the universities, including the research universities, the top universities, and also the vocational colleges. So through this program, we have connected currently some industry enterprise, and they shared their experience, their scenario, their model, and their data as well, to convert it into courses, to their lab to the lab into the university. So we believe if AI technology have various of possibilities, but if we go back to the root, how to leverage the technology, it's practice. So that through this way, we can convert the information into knowledge, and the knowledge into cognition and competence. And then finally, we can promote the younger generations to more innovation and creativity. So this is what Huawei is currently doing. I also warmly welcome you to join this program in the future, and to make sure the whole society is leveraging the AI technology now and bring all the real scenario into the education sector. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Dumin, for your opening remarks. I like the fact that we will have AI native babies. Anyway, so the next welcome speech is going to be via video, and it is from the Secretary General and the Secretary of the Party Branch for the Chinese National Commission for UNESCO Secretariat. So let's watch Mr. Qin Changwei.
尊敬的各位嘉宾，线上线下的老师们，
Distinguished guests, teachers and students both online and offline. A great pleasure to join the AI Accelerating Education Transformation Summit. On behalf of the National Commission of PRC for UNESCO, I congratulate the successful convening of this event and the winners of the 10th ICT competition, and extend sincere greetings to all participants. Today, AI is reshaping the world at an unprecedented speed, and education stands at the crossroads of transformation. China attaches great importance to AI-driven educational change. As early as 2019, President Xi emphasized the need to actively promote the deep integration of AI and education to foster innovation. In recent years, China has advanced the national education digitalization strategy, guided by integration, intelligence, and international development. We have built the world's largest and high-quality national smart education platform, creating digital learning spaces for over 180 million learners, ensuring success to quality resources for all teachers and students. China has also built international dialogue platforms in digital education, successfully hosting the World Digital Education Conference for 4 consecutive years, and co-organizing national AI and education conferences with UNESCO, releasing landmark documents. As a leading global technology company, Huawei has worked closely with UNESCO for many years, organizing ICT academies and competitions. These efforts have trained large numbers of digital talents worldwide, especially in developing countries, showcasing the fruitful integration of industry and education and the promising future of AI-driven educational transformation. Looking ahead, I want to share 3 suggestions. First, deepen industry education cooperation to shape a new ecosystem. Now, AI is deeply integrated into diverse sectors. We need to strengthen the collaboration between governments, schools, and companies, and so that AI can be applied to diverse industries. Explore new talent frameworks and teaching models, and cultivate innovative talents for the new era. Second, promote fairness and inclusiveness to bridge the digital divide. We must enhance cooperation in AI application and capacity building. We must open and share quality resources and support developing countries such as those in Africa and small island states in advancing AI-driven education transformation. Third, uphold ethical principles to ensure AI for good. AI in education raises challenges such as data security, algorithm bias, over-reliance, and academic integrity. These issues require attention and collective efforts for scientific governance, ensuring that new technologies truly benefit humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, the Secretariat of the National Commission of PRC for UNESCO will continue to support Huawei and other partners in strengthening cooperation with UNESCO, enhancing AI literacy and skills among global youth, and contributing to educational transformation, the 2030 Agenda, and a shared future for humanity. Finally, I wish the summit great success. Thank you.
All right. So these were the two opening remarks. Before getting into our first keynote, I would like to appreciate, thank, and recognize UNESCO's role in advancing the higher education using digital technologies, intelligence, transformations for higher education through global collaboration, specifically collaborating also with Huawei. We've done great work together. So for that, we're lucky today to have the Director AI of UNESCO Institute for Information Technology in Education, IITE. She's also the chief of the section for technology and AI in education. Let's all welcome to the stage Dr. Shafika Isaac.
Good morning, everyone. Ni hao, bonjour, assalamu alaikum. It is indeed a huge honor for me to be speaking to you today as a representative of UNESCO, charged with the authority and the role of leading our work on technologies and AI in education. Importantly, though, I'm also speaking to you as a teacher, as a coach, as a professor, as someone who's really worked very closely and intimately with students and understanding what it is like to teach under conditions where students are regularly in touch with and engaging with emerging technologies as it is changing so rapidly. So what I want to be talking about today is what we are discovering more and more as UNESCO with all the partners that we are working with, is that all of us, and increasingly more and more of our students and our faculty at universities and schools across the world are using AI. It is now ingrained in the very daily lives of students and of teachers and in growing numbers. But let's face it, the evidence is showing that more and more use of AI has not translated into better learning and better thinking. In fact, many studies are showing, and increasingly emerging findings of research is showing, that most of us who are using AI are offloading our thinking to the machine. That we are surrendering our writing, we are surrendering our thinking. In fact, many of the researchers are calling it cognitive surrender. And through the cognitive surrender that we are experiencing, we are challenged with how do we arrest this rapidly changing phenomenon that is taking place in the age of generative and increasingly agentic AI. And so the question that we are grappling with at UNESCO, along with many of you in this room, is how do we ensure that we build the sharpened minds within the student, within the teacher, in order to ensure that we reclaim our human cognition, that we reclaim our human agency, and very importantly, how can we build the technologies that ensures that we are able to sharpen our minds and become more capable, more critical human beings. This, we believe, is one of the fundamental pedagogical challenges that we are experiencing in our higher education systems across the world. And so as UNESCO, what we provide, what we offer to the global education ecosystem is an unmatched global platform. We are mandated and work closely with 194 governments across the world. We work with networks of universities, university associations, engaging up to 50 global university associations. We also have 1,200 UNESCO research chairs who are based at research centers, AI institutes across the world. We have 53 field offices, 135 independent and associated institutes like the one that I'm leading currently, IITE. And so what this offers is a global architecture that can be quite a formidable force when engaging with all of you sitting in this room in the kinds of areas of work that UNESCO specializes in, and that is to serve as a normative anchor. We're a normative voice that the world tends to listen to. We specialize in developing policies and guidance and programs that set standards on how we should be engaging with these agentic technologies that are diffusing within our education systems. So we're a global standard setter, and we've produced numerous guidelines and policy guidance documents that offers leadership, thought leadership to our institutions in universities, in schools, in ministries of education. But very importantly, we also serve as a laboratory of ideas. And this is the domain where we believe we have a very important role to play with all of you in the university and TVET ecosystem, where we can be a lot more explorative in looking at possible ways to be creative, to be innovative, to explore even uncomfortable ideas. And so we produce wide-ranging publications that are geared to provoking us, to provoking our thinking as to how is it that we can reclaim the agency that I was referring to. Very importantly, in all the roles that we play as standard setter, as a laboratory of ideas, as a global convener, we anchor all that we do on some fundamental principles. And those fundamental principles includes, in today's age, the reclaiming and the cultivation of our agency as human beings, as our agency as people, and to be more people-centered, and very importantly too, to ensure that we engage in a world that is increasingly unequal by centering the equity equation and centering the inclusion equation, as well as maintaining and cultivating education as a public good. That is the lens we use when we confront the challenges and the opportunities and the innovations that AI offers the education system. So in doing so, I'm going to focus attention on our 4 commitments, focus on human agency, equity, inclusion, and ethics, and I will only have time to highlight primarily the human agency equation, and that is how learners and teachers can really grow and sharpen their minds, our minds as people, as we engage and co-create with the machine. Because if truth be told, we are increasingly entangled now as human beings in the machinations of how the machine also operates as well. We know, however, that AI is no longer just a tool. It is increasingly an agent. It is an agent that can act increasingly autonomously outside of human control. And this presents significant challenge, which is why we've produced frameworks, AI competency frameworks for teachers and for students, where we suggest ideas as to how is it that we can cultivate human agency and human control in an increasingly machine age. And so how do we do this? We suggest that we encourage students not to just engage with the technologies in ways where they offload their thinking and just take ready-made answers and produce beautiful essays that the machine has actually written, and therefore they haven't really thought. So we make really concrete suggestions on how do we cultivate human agency as a critical competency aspect that we highlight in our competency framework for students, as well as for instructors, where we appeal to instructors, to teachers, to assess the learning process, not just the learning output, that we engage with students on how they can question, how they can engage critically with the machine, how they can ensure that they learn how to reason and how to argue by engaging with the machine interactively and not just accepting the answers that it has to offer and present it as their own work. So I've been inspired by two aspects over the last 2 days. The first, especially in the context of human agency, is a picture that I've seen across the building in one of the Huawei centers, and that is a picture of ballet shoes. So ballet shoes for me is a symbol of struggle. It's a symbol of grace. It's a symbol of simplicity. And I was talking to some of the Huawei colleagues, and it is a major symbol within the Huawei ecosystem. And that is very relevant because the second inspiration I found was when I listened to the most valued instructors telling us about their experience in using AI, certainly in STEM fields, in cultivating human agency with their students. And I was deeply inspired because what I saw was our competency frameworks where we speak almost theoretically about how we can cultivate human agency. What I heard from the most valued instructors from across the world is the 10% of the people who are immersed in this world of education actually demonstrating pedagogical leadership in a way that I've not seen before, in a way that is not known to so many people who are grappling with making decisions, making policy decisions at universities on how to engage with AI. What I learned yesterday, listening to the most valued instructors, is how they have ensured in different contexts that their students are constantly engaged in cognitive struggle, in cognitive friction. And we are learning more and more now of the value of not just offloading our thinking, but engaging, muddling through, applying our executive function, using AI more to scaffold our thinking, our reasoning, and encouraging students to learn how to argue, how to apply in practice, how to build prototypes collaboratively with others, how to learn from that experience. I've seen the embodiment and the enactment of pedagogical leadership and applying our competency frameworks in the field unknowingly by many of the leaders here. And I thought to myself, why is it that so many people are not aware, have not seen this brilliant application of pedagogical leadership that I've seen here at Huawei in partnership with many of the Huawei ICT academies. And so for that reason, I want to leave today's discussion with 3 calls to action in the context of the inspiration that I've certainly found where our work in UNESCO globally with governments, with universities across the world, with researchers have been enacted and embodied by the very people in this room. And so the first call to action is that I believe that what we lack is the evidence base to demonstrate how is it that as universities we need to demonstrate pedagogical leadership. And here are some excellent case studies that provides evidence without the evidence base. And so my call to action is that it becomes very important that we build the evidence base of the people's phenomenal experience in this room so that organizations like UNESCO, working globally, can leverage that knowledge when we engage with institutional change and system change across the world. Many of the people spoke about the struggle with outdated systems, with the outdated curriculum, and that we saw frontiers of action by the MVIs, the most valued instructors, within institutional ecosystems that have not yet caught up. And that, for me, is the 10% that still needs to demonstrate and convince the 90% of the institutional systems to make the change, which is my second call to action, that we believe that based on building this evidence base that Huawei has so profoundly amassed with the excellent leadership that we've shown with your instructors, that we leverage those as cases for also going to scale in ways that can catalyze institutional change. Because this is the challenge that we are facing, is how do we leverage those of us who can see the light in terms of how this work is done to ensure that our institutions move along with us. This is one of the big challenges that we face in UNESCO. And so we are calling for partnerships around catalyzing, going to scale, especially in the context of ensuring that our institutions make the shift and that our systems also make the shift. And what we've done in UNESCO together with Huawei is we've begun to build this evidence base by giving examples of how the AI talent ecosystem has been developed. But these are just a few examples. So our appeal is that we find strategies and ways, and I love the idea of practice labs, that we stand ready to partner with you to catalyze and turn the frontier and turn that into a scaled, systemic change, not just for one institution, not just for the most advanced institutions, but very importantly, for those institutions that are under-resourced, that are working under conditions of profound dysfunctionality, that do not have the human resource capacity, that will require the entanglement and the critical engagement with AI to catalyze institutional change. As UNESCO, we stand ready to partner with all of you to ensure that we build these national, global, institutional systems with the kind of leadership that we have seen from all of you here yesterday and today. And so I want to leave this talk by considering the emblem, the symbol of those ballet shoes, because therein lies the answer on how we are going to reclaim our agency among our students, how we ensure that we use AI as a scaffold, not just as a crutch, not as something that we are depending on, but something that we can leverage to reinforce our agency, our capability to think critically, our ways to sharpen our minds. And so that is our appeal to all of you as UNESCO, and I therefore am leaving you with the final question, and that is, we have to decide as a people whether we will use AI to soften the human mind or to sharpen it. That requires two things. The first is that we've got to cultivate and build our human capabilities in the way we describe in our AI competency frameworks. But it also means that we've got to be building technologies that does not challenge and allow us to lose our human agency, but that instead we build technologies that are also designed to empower us, to strengthen our capability, and to sharpen our human minds. On that note, thank you very much, and I hope that that has left us all with some food for thought. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Shafiqa. It's a brilliant question. I hope we're all sharpening the mind and the soul with AI. And I think I'm afraid now I'm one of those cognitive surrenders. So let's ask ourselves after the summit. All right, so the next keynote is from academia, and actually it hits the heart of the dynamics of education, transformation from teaching, learning, assessment, and everything. In summary, I think it addresses how Gen AI empowers universities. For that, our speaker, he is China Computer Federation Fellow and the former Vice President of Harbin Institute of Technology, Vice Director of the MOE University Teaching Steering Committee in Software Engineering. Please put your hand together to welcome Professor Xiaofei Xu.
Thank you. Thank you, moderator. Distinguished Mr. Du Min, distinguished Dr. Shafiqa Isaacs. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It's my pleasure to be invited here to give my talk. So before my talk, I would like to use several languages to say hello. Good morning, guten Morgen, bonjour, здравствуйте. Good morning, anyway. So today I would like to talk AI-empowered university-industry collaboration for enhancing students' innovation competency. Because today this summit is organized by Huawei and collaborate with so many universities. So I would like to focus on, we should collaborate with each other, but for what? For students' competency promoting. So I would like to talk several issues about this topic. As you know, in the AI era, so the generative AI is changing everything, changing manners of the human life and production, is also changing the professional structure. And especially the generative AI has strong impact on higher education. And to force the higher education move from knowledge-oriented to capability-oriented. Especially in current time, we emphasize the capability of collaboration, innovation with AI. And so recent 2 years, we talk a lot about smart higher education and intelligent higher education. So I think it means that, so we widely apply the intelligent technology into the higher education and to transfer the teaching, learning, research, and management, and to optimize the educational process, quality, and models, and in order to promote experience, efficiency, and outcomes of learning. In recent years, I have joined many summits, forums, or conferences. I mentioned that currently there are 4 or 5 tendencies in higher education digitalization. They are digitalization, networking, servitization, and virtualization. So this tendency to drive the higher education to rise to the internet plus education, MOOCs and online education, smart education, service-oriented education, and metaverse education. Yeah, recent years I lead my group. We focus on smart AI-empowered metaverse education for teaching and learning. Yeah, with this tendency, yeah, you can see, yeah, in recent 20 years, there are several waves. We call digitalization wave. Yeah, one is internet plus new business. This is the first wave. Then currently we have the second high tide. It's AI plus emerging industry and domains. Yeah, I focus that in the very near future, yeah, we will have another wave called metaverse plus a new field. But currently, AI is a driving force, yeah, to drive the transformation of higher education, digitalization of education, and the development of new engineering. Yeah, as you know, in recent let me say, 7 or 8 years, yeah, the new engineering education is a very hot topic in China, yeah. And then, but we consider, yeah, so what's the purpose? Yeah, we apply AI for education, yeah. So in fact, yeah, we need to think about, yeah, what kind of talents we would like to cultivate. Yeah, there are three types. One is the I-shaped people. Yeah, in the past, in many universities, many schools, we are accustomed to cultivate I-shape. It means that these people, they have a very specialty, knowledge and ability in a very narrow and focused field. But in recent years, industries told me that, hi, we need more and more T-shaped people. It means that as a students or professionals, you have not only specialty, knowledge, and ability, you need to have a broad, comprehensive quality and abilities. Yeah. So it means, so it is required the university try to cultivate the students with not only deep and focused field specialty, but also we need to cultivate our students with many various capability. But in very recent years, the industrial people told me that the best talents adapt to the rapid development in companies, in enterprise, is the pie shape. Pie shape means based on the T-shape, the students or the professionals, they need to have knowledge and experience in some industrial sectors. So in order to cultivate the pie-shape people, we have to reform our education. We have to strengthen the collaboration between university and the industry. Yeah. And so since 2019, yeah, so we have, in China, we have a very small group, yeah, it's called Forum of Chinese, 20%, no more than 20%, yeah, 20 experts on computing education. I'm one of the coordinator of this forum. We focus on such kind of problem. Yeah, we are computer scientists and computer educator. Yeah, so we concern about in the domain of ICT and computing. Yeah, the technology always change. But how can we cultivate our students to adapt to the change in the future? We give a term sustainable competence, and later on we put Y replace E. Yeah, sustainable competency, and we have written a book, a blue book, yeah, computer education and sustainable competency. Yeah, we consider the sustainable competency refer to 3 factors: adaptability to change and competitiveness in the future, and the creativity based on mission and technologies, and the performing ability, yeah, to promote the social and the technical development. Yeah, so once we find the objective, we cultivate the talents, we still consider, we consider, how can we cultivate them? How can we educate them? Then very quickly, we present another solution concept we call the ideal education. So it means that facing to the multi-objective, individualized domains of people, developments, and we're following the learning law, not only the teaching law. So the ideal education realized the multi-round iterations of knowledge learning and ability promotion. So by means of concurrent crossing of learning theory, technology, and practice, and efficient coordinated education by multi-universities and multi-domains educational resource. This is our idea. And then we present the structure, the structure of this ideal education. You can find this picture, in the kernel part. It shows that, so in the left side, you have knowledge learning. In the right side, you have practice. So we try to combine learning and practice together, rounds by rounds. For example, we take the undergraduate program as an example. If we would like to cultivate our students from fresh students to the graduates with sustainable competency, we should make three rounds. So to arrange them in the year one, this is the first round. So the students, they learn the knowledge about the general education and the fundamental knowledge, but at the same time, they do the first year yearly project. They also get a chance to visit the industry, to have an impression on the industry. And then in the year 2 and year 3, so they continue to learn some core course, technical courses, but they do more course project and scientific competition, like the ICT competition in recent days by Huawei. And then so in year 4, they get into the double degree program, or they get into the interdisciplinary learning, and they perform a graduate project with a cross-disciplinary base. So, but in order to ensure this ideal education model, we need to restructure the university, in the deep green color. And then outside of university, you need to create the open ecosystem. So yes, this ecosystem should be supported by university network and platforms, and supported by inter-university cross-industry sectors co-creation platforms. This is our solution. But we provide this kind of ideal education. We consider, how can we support the students' capabilities promotion? If we consider this, we think that, so in recent years, we perform digital education, but we emphasize to cultivate the students' ability to solve various problems of engineering, technology, and production. So since last year, through discussion with my friends in Huawei, Mr. Sun Gang and his colleague, so some idea get into my brain, and I presented the so-called 4 elements of professional competency. So they are professional knowledge. So to measure the degree of to which professional knowledge is learned, understood, integrated, and applied. And then so there's a technical scale, to measure people, students, to use professional technologies, skills, tools, and proficiency. And then, so most important is the problem-solving ability. This factor identify the degree of ability to analyze, to solve, to create, and to innovate engineering problems. And then we need also professional experience. Yeah, it means the majority of the professional qualities in spirit, in organization, experience, expertise in the, working in a company or in an industry organization. By lucky that very quickly we find the ACM and IEEE CS. They present the new version of CC, 2020. This is a curriculum to explain computer science and technology. Yeah. So they present also a concept of 4 principles for computing competency. Yeah. So including knowledge, skills, disposition, and task. Very similar to my idea. And if we want to identify how can the talents be good quality, in which degree, and then so we think that it's better we present so-called professional ability level standards. Yeah, so I present 3 class with 8 levels. Yeah. So I take software engineering, my major, as an example. Yeah. So we can classify the level of capability or competency of students or talents in software engineering. Yeah. So in 3 class, 8 level. In primary class, you have an entry-level programmer. You have a basic level. You have a core programmer level. Yeah. And so in this level, we pay attention on basic knowledge and skills. And in the middle class, so we code engineers. Yeah, so in the level 4 is software engineer, and then go up, subsystem designer. If you go up further, you have a chief system designer. In this class, we focus on the core knowledge and comprehensive ability. And so normally the bachelor degree can reach to the software engineer level 4, and the master degree can reach to the level of chief system designer. And then if you go up, so you have an advanced level. Yeah, this senior software engineer, system architect. Yeah. So how can we cultivate? Yeah, we're concerned about how can we cultivate. We use not only traditional way, but also a new way. Especially we emphasize course, training, competition. Yeah, we integrate them together. Yeah, we also emphasize industrial internship, and we also combine test, assessment, and certificate together. And then we enhance ability, and we measure the capability through the 4 factors or 4 dimensions. Then we use AI or human AI collaborative way to test, to evaluate, and to certificate the professional competency. Yeah. And then so we follow this dimension, we can emphasize the AI empower teaching and learning, to guide of teaching and learning, to learning, to teaching, to training, to testing, to research, to management, and to evaluation. Yeah. So in order to perform this work well, you need to collect the whole energy of the whole university, even more educational communities. Yeah. And then so I presented capability element measurement metrics. Yeah. You can find the 4 factors: knowledge, skills, techniques, and problem solving ability, and professional qualities. And then so you have the 8 level. Yeah. And then we can define the standard. But I would like to emphasize, how can we define the level of standard? we rely on the leading company in the industrial sectors like Huawei. Yeah. And then so we applied generative AI to support the whole procedure. Yeah, from the curriculum, class teaching, to knowledge graph, to ability graph, and we also rely on the AI tools, yeah, to support the ability testing, training, and practice. And finally, we give the certificate to them. Yeah. Oh, my time passed very quickly, yeah? So I need to speed up. So by this chance, yeah, I would like to introduce a very big, large-size project called University Industry Collaborative Education Project, supported by MOE, Ministry of Education, yeah. So this project, launched in 2014, yeah. We focus on strengthen the collaboration between university and industry, yeah, to support the national strategy and the region's economy. We emphasize, yes, to follow the principle, the government establishment, enterprise support, the university engaging industrial academia cooperation, and co-construction and sharing and collaborative education. In 2017, yeah, so this project set up expert group. I have been the leader of this expert group, yeah. So through several years exploration, we built, realized intelligent, integrated, diversified cross-sector university industry collaboration education model. This is a quite big, project, yeah. So we emphasize intelligent means AI plus major, plus creativity, plus courses, monitor and platforms. And integrated means that project integration, major integration, process integration, education element integration, and platform integration. And diversify means the multi-majors, multi-sectors, multi-domains, multi-type of project. We have supported six type of projects. Yeah. And we set up a service platform of this project to support enterprise times N universities. This is the overview of this project. We have resource, models, methods, practice, and effectiveness. You can see, yeah, in China, more than 1,100 universities and more than 2,000 companies involved in this big project. Yeah, so there are a huge number of investment from industrial government. Yeah, and 100,000 projects has been supported in this big project. Yeah, So let's say 500,000 teachers in universities they engage in this project, and 10 million students they get benefit from this project. Finally, yeah, so I give my idea. Yeah, if we would like to promote the reform and innovation strategy for this new engineering education in AI era, we need to have the new education resource, like sustainable development resource, smart education resource, agile education resource, and competency-oriented education resource. We need to have a new education model. Yeah, we need to reform our higher education model, and we should apply the new AI empowering, enabling technology. Yeah, we should realize the new education system, and we strengthen the existed the new university industry collaboration, and to set up the new collaboration ecosystem. So finally, yeah. So let me conclusion. Yeah. So I think that in AI time, yes, everything is changed very fast, And so especially generative AI is transferring the cultivation, assessment, and certificate of students' competency. To empower higher education for students' competency by AI. It's a critical, important task in current time. So in order to reform the new engineering education, it's meaningful and important to realize such kind of intelligent, integrated, diversified, cross-disciplinary industry, academia, collaborative education. To cultivate pie-shaped people. In AI era for promoting China or your country to be a powerful education and innovative nation. So this is my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I hope we can get more Pi people very soon. I am sure the Pi people, or even beyond that in the future, are going to be at the center of all of the country's digital economies and jobs, so on and so forth. All right, so now we're down to some celebration and ceremonial lunches. And for the first one, we wanted to highlight the concrete progress and success that Huawei and our partners had together through one of the most proactive and fantastic platform, which is the ICT Academy. Well, the first launch, we are celebrating the introduction of AI course solutions. And that's for both higher education and vocational education. More than 20 courses, 3 levels from basic to advanced. It covers not only the technology of AI, but also industrial problems. And that's, I think what we need. On top of that, Huawei also launching a new learning platform called Xi, which is basically 2.0, AI Learning 2.0. This is very much promoting multimodal learning. You know, when you learn via TikTok style apps and AI learning and the flashcards, fantastic thing. Let's celebrate together. And for that, let me invite our honored guests to the stage. If you can please come to the stage and stand in front of your name. I will invite Dr. Shafika Isaacs again from UNESCO IITE, Sun Hu, Huawei Service Fellow, Ibo, Vice President of Higher Education Press, Du Min, President of Huawei's Higher Education Business Unit, Lu Fei, General Manager of Open Euler Computing in Huawei, Hao Jiasheng, Executive Director of Sino-French Cooperative Education Program of the School of Automation and Engineering, also Professor of University of Electronic Science and Technology in China, Pam Fong, Deputy Director of UNESCO ICHE, and Sung Gang, Director of Huawei ICT Talent Development Department, and last but not least, Huang Xiaoyan, Product Owner of Huawei Xi. Am I saying it the right way, Xi, or I think I try? All right, so please stand. You will find your name if you can find it. Is it clear? Do we have the names? All the names? Everybody? Okay. So here is what we do. To commemorate this moment of launching AI course solution platform, I will count down from 3 to 1. Once I count down to 1, if you can please press on the button, and then that would be the launching moments and the videos and the pictures. All right, so are you all ready? Okay, 3, 2, 1. Great. Very good. Thank you so much and congratulations. When I see all of these courses, I see the future up here. All right. So that's all for the first lunch. If you can please lead down the stage. But Sungang, maybe I will keep you here for the next lunch. But thank you so much. All right. Remember I said 2 lunches, right? So the second one is actually celebrating the digital course lunch. Precisely, we are very proud to officially launch the next generation ICT digital courses by Huawei ICT Academy. We have to transform the courses. This is done actually in collaboration with 5 leading universities. There are 7 courses right now covering a lot of technology: 5G, fiber, data communication, Open Euler, Open Gauss, Huawei AI solutions, so on and so forth. So a lot of great things from that regard. So to commemorate that, I wanted also to invite some honored guests. So if you hear the name, please come onto the stage. Professor Dr. Xu Jianling, he's the president of Shenzhen Polytechnic University. Dr. Li Ting, executive vice president and chief expert of New Generation Information Technology and Industry Research Institute of CIE, and general manager of the wholly owned platform company of CIE. Sungang, please again come to the stage. Professor Director Ji Jiahua, Vice President of Beijing Information Technology College. Professor Jiang Min, he's the Director of Academic Affairs of Nanjing Vocational College of Information Technology. Associate Professor Hu Jianbiao, Vice Dean of the School of Undergraduate Education, Shenzhen Polytechnic University. Professor Wang Yongshu, Vice Dean of the School of Integrated Circuits, Shenzhen Polytechnic University. Associate Professor Lai Min, Vice Dean of the School of Communication Engineering, Sichuan Post and Telecommunication College. Associate Professor Yang Li, Director of the Electronic Information Engineering Technology Program of the School of Integrated Circuit, Shenzhen Polytechnic University. Last but not least, Professor Go Yong-hong, Changzhou College of Information Technology. We have all of our honored guests. So I guess what we only need right now is we will start, and then the video has the countdown, but I will also do the countdown. So let's do 3, 2, 1, go. Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. All right. What a great moment, actually, for launching these courses. You know, we talk about classes and courses and how to cultivate talents and all of those great philosophy and ideas of transformation. Huawei believes that if you wanted to cultivate talents for intelligence, you would rather use intelligent technologies, digital technology, in the education process itself, transforming campus, smart classroom, and much more. What are those solutions? What are those innovations that Huawei has? What is the passion of Huawei? I got the guy that he will tell us the details of Huawei's solution. So it's my pleasure to welcome to the stage Huawei Vice President of Higher Education Business Unit. Let's all welcome Dr. Shichi Chuan.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Qi Quan from Huawei. It's my great pleasure here today. Today, I would like to share how AI is accelerating AI education transformation and how could we cultivate future-ready talent for the AI era. Let me take you through 3 dimensions. First, why AI talent has become a national priority, how Huawei bridges academia and industry, and how our whole-person AI education solutions prepare students to innovate and lead in the AI era. So, begin. By this year, AI expected to impact over 30% of core business activities. This is not just another technology upgrade. It makes the beginning of a new way of production. But behind this excitement, there is a deep challenge. Global demand for the AI professionals has already exceeded 5 million. Yet, the supply of the qualified AI talent is still far from enough. In China alone, as see the number, the shortage of the interdisciplinary of AI talent is about 1.27 million. What concerns us is not only the size of the talent gap, it's about growing mismatch between AI progress and global capability development. AI capabilities are expanding rapidly, but the talent cultivation is not keep pace. This mismatch is become a major bottleneck. It will slow down the intelligence industry development around the world. Without talent readiness, AI strategy remains only a vision. So, this is why all AI education has moved far behind the traditional education policy. Today, more than 90 countries and 8 regions, they have released AI national policy and strategy, and already about half of them have included the AI into their national educational agenda. This message is clear. If a nation cannot cultivate their own AI talent, it may become dependent on others. That is why AI talent development cannot remain scared. At Huawei, our position has always been clean. We do not see education as a downstream application of a technology. We see AI as a fundamental of our future industry capability. Our role is not only to provide technologies. Our role is to work with governments, universities, and research institutes, and our industry partners. Together, we build sustainable ecosystem. Under this transformation, education itself is being reshaped. Classrooms are become more intelligent, and the teaching more adaptive. Learning will be more personalization, and assessment more focused on continuous growing. But capability development cannot happen in isolation. It requires ecosystem. That's why AI education must connect every element, policy, technology, and people. It must support the entire learning journey, from the early education stage to lifelong learning, and it must extend across every scenario, from the school classmates, campus, family, workspace, and society. Only when these pieces come together can AI become part of how people learn, create, and solve the problem throughout their life. Because in the AI era, knowledge changes fast, quickly. What ensures is about the ability to learn continuously, thinking critically, and collaborate with intelligent systems, turn these ideas into their real-world impact, turn to product values. Knowledge will maybe lose value over time, but human capability does not. To support this transformation, Huawei has developed a full-stack AI education ecosystem. It covers 5 integrated dimensions: teaching, learning, research, and governance and ICT infrastructure. The goal is to rebuild educational capability for this era. This ecosystem supports 4 transformations at the same time: future-ready educator, intelligence learning environment, data-driven campus, and lifelong learning center. At the infrastructure layer, Huawei provides integrated solutions. It includes smart classroom, intelligence campus, and AI-powered research platforms. At the talent development layer, we support the full life cycle of capability building, including curriculum design, hands-on experience, assignments, and certifications. Let's begin with the classroom. Huawei Smart Classroom 3.0 brings together engine, computing, education cloud, and all optical networks. Together, they form one intelligence system. For example, where the smart screen can enable very extremely low latency writing, it also can support immersive interaction. But the most meaningful value is not just the technology parameters. It's the ability to scaling better teaching. For example, AI teaching system assistant can reduce the course preparing time from weeks to just hours. In Iraq case, Huawei supports the deployment of more than 50 schools and more than 14,000 classrooms. This enables more than 300,000 students to access high-quality education resources across the country. This reflects a broader shift. When the cost of sharing high-quality educational content and resources become close to zero, education equity can move forward. Beyond the classroom, we must rethink the campus itself. The campus is become an intelligence operation system. Huawei integrates more than 10 ecosystems and connects more than 1,000 subsystems, and we link thousands of connected devices. Together, we form a uniformed smart campus architecture. In Paraguay, this model reduced capital expense cost by 70%. It shortened the deployment cycle by 30%. It also reduced the operation cost by half. This number points to a deep issue. For many developing countries, the real barrier is not a ratio, it's making the modernization scalable and sustainable. AI is also refining the scientific discovery. The compilation of AI and high performance computing accelerated research in medical, in climate science, and in advanced engineering. At Eastern University in Germany, Huawei RDM solution enable zero-copy data sharing. It improves the storage efficiency to up to 75%. It also significantly reduces the infrastructure overhead. But the value goes beyond efficiency. AI-native research infrastructure is becoming a new foundation. Once our infrastructure is in place, one more important question appeared. What kind of AI talent are we trying to cultivate? Industry demand is not longer one size fits all. Fundamental research needs original innovator. Industry transformation needs cross-disciplines integrate. In reward deployments need application-oriented practical students. Yet, the practical training is very still limited in many universities. For a long time, our university mainly focus on knowledge transfer. This is important, but in AI capability in this area cannot build only through serial study. This is why Huawei, or deployer of practical driving AI education from work. It covers a full education journey. Our AIEC platform supports AI literacy and for any students and teachers in primary school and high school. AIPL platform supports hands-on practice for higher education. Together with AI experience platform, teaching assistant, and AGIS model, this framework reduces the complexity of our practice training and teaching and makes it more easier to access for all the teachers and all the universities. Let's look more close about AIPL. This is not a traditional course library. It's a practice-driving, industry-grade AI learning platform. It's built on four core foundations: real industry scenario, real-world data sets, production-level algorithm, and a full-stack in ICT infrastructure. With this platform, students can see AI, can understand AI, and can use AI to apply AI to solve the real-world problem across the discipline. Accessible is also very crucial. AIPL provides more than 100 ready-to-use courses. Also supports very easy customization, offer zero-code tools and for all the students and faculty. It also we provide elastic computer resources. These resources support large-scale experiments at the same time. So the essence, our goal of AIPL is about making industry-grade AI practice capability more acceptable. At the curriculum level, Huawei follows two dual-track strategy. A faster track focuses on deep specificity for ICT disciplines, include computer science, artificial AI, and software engineering and IoT engineering. As we just launched the AI course of the ICT Academy. The second track is about we bring AI capability mainly to students, especially for non-computer science students. It's not just a course. We can make every student from different discipline. For example, the medical students can use AI for assist their image analysis. The science students can work on their medical structure prediction. The engineer students can explore the new AI algorithm for the control system. Many of these practice courses are based on low-code or zero-code tools. This significantly reduces the complexity and the barriers for the students and faculty. Or AI literacy should be not limited to computer science students. In the future, AI capability will become a fundamental competency across all the disciplines and all the professions. Let me show the case about Huawei work with the Wuhan University last year. We trained the AI peer ideas into the practice. We designed a 3-layer practice pathway. For the AI, all the majors, we designed AI general practice. We help the student to understand AI. They can go through the real deployment environment from the algorithms and engineer and implement. For the students in different disciplines, they create AI, apply AI, for example, for the real problem about power equipment prediction and medical imaging, such kind of real-world problem. This is not just a simulation demo in classroom, it's a real-world learning. So our goal of AI is very clear. AI should be part of how students learn, how students research and innovate. The future of AI education is not only about training an AI specialty or training an AI professional. It should be about help every discipline create value with AI. Huawei AI education framework across full education life cycle, from the primary school education to the high education. There are more two cases. From in Hong Kong, PQ middle school use AI to support their AI literacy education. At Beijing Institute of Technology, AI is empower teaching and research across multiple disciplines, including the chemical, the law, and other schools. Together, this example reflects a clear direction. AI education must be open. It must be practice-driven. It must be connected with industry, connect with our universities, and must serve every stage of talent cultivation. Ladies and gentlemen, technology will continue to develop. Models continue to improve. Platforms will continue to change. But the mission of education remains constant: to cultivate human potential, to expand human capability, and prepare the future-ready AI talent. Huawei believes the future of education must be work with all of you to be inclusive, must be practice-driving, and built through the global collaboration. Because AI is not only reshape the industry, it's reshape knowledge created. It shapes how innovation is accelerated and how value is generated across our society. Education is the starting point of them. If we accelerate education transformation, we speed up the future itself. Thank you.
Thank you, Sichuan. That was wonderful. Innovation lineup. So we've talked about courses and classes and transformation, and then we talked about how you inject the intelligence into the education system by Huawei Innovation. But we have to understand that all of these, and at least that's a Huawei strategy, is done not through just siloed innovation. It is done through hyper-connected, integrated ecosystem building together, because no single organization can do it all. And as you see, the stage already got ready for an exciting panel discussion that will involve key stakeholder in the education process. So for that, let me invite the host that will run the panel. It's a pleasure to invite Taf Sultanova Tamara, Senior Manager, Ecosystem Operation, Talent Development Department in Huawei. She will host the panel for you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, esteemed participants, welcome to join our panel dedicated to the artificial intelligence driving global education to transformative innovations. So first of all, let me invite my esteemed panel speakers of today. Dr. Shafika, please welcome again on the stage. Please, a round of applause. And Professor Xu Xiaofei, please welcome. Mr. Dumin, we welcome you again on the stage, please. Professor Mohammed Bashir Muazu, Director of the Distance Learning Center, Ahmadu Bello University, please welcome. Okay. And one more, we have my panel speaker today, Professor Abir Tawakkol, Chief Information Officer, Mansoura University, Egypt. Please welcome. So I'm really so much excited to moderate this panel in the era when AI has been reshaping how we teach, how we learn, how we assess, how we research, and how we prepare our future-ready generations. And today's panel will be dedicated to AI reshaping teaching and learning, to understand how the role of educator is changing in the AI era, and also how to understand students' perspectives in the AI-enabled workforce. So meanwhile, we would like to understand how to build those strong ecosystems where the learners can embrace the skills and they can be finding their role in the shaping digital future. So of course, we can do that only with our esteemed guests from UNESCO, from industry leaders, academia leaders, and let's first of all start with educational trends and international frameworks, Dr. Shafika. How about to understand the main strategies for education today to adapt to the rapid change, and which are those AI talent cultivation perspectives? And meanwhile, maybe you can share with us the UNESCO initiatives and programs that you have been pursuing to support this adaptation for the global education.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Tamara, and good morning again to my fellow panelists as well as the audience. So I think as UNESCO, we have to approach issues of this kind from an equity-centered perspective. And what that means is that we have to consider those ecosystems that are least resourced. Because often we focus a lot of attention on the more advanced, the more resourced ecosystems. And so when working with ecosystems that are less resourced, a lot of our focus is on raising awareness amongst decision makers, ministers of education, policy decision makers in ministries of education. So a lot of our work is about raising awareness about what the critical strategic issues are that ministries of education need to be taking into account to adopt policies that can catalyze systems change. A big part of our work involves also a sense-making endeavor to understand what is really happening in each of the national ecosystems. So while many national ecosystems have national strategies, there are also many countries that don't yet have national AI strategies. Many countries do not yet also understand how AI and the industries and the tools are evolving within their national systems. So a big part of our work is awareness raising. It's also developing policy frameworks in contexts that are under-resourced. So those are two of the big strategies. And the final part of that equation is capacity building. So we have a major AI capacity building program for policymakers that we are developing as MOOCs in different languages so that that can then be adopted as an open education resource by universities, by TVET colleges, by various institutional leadership training programs to develop the capacity of especially of policymakers. The second thing is that we also are wanting to advance areas of innovation. And so we are very interested in mining the evidence base and case studies of good practice examples in least developed, low and middle income country contexts. And this too is our appeal to work with partners like Huawei, like the institutions represented here, to data mine those evidence-based case studies that we can also use as an opportunity to raise awareness and also build capacity within the global ecosystem, particularly in the global south.
Yeah, thank you very much. I think this work and area is very important. As you said, you are working with policymakers. You are just trying to adopt the mindset to prepare for the educational strategies development, which is very good. And I know that you are working with the educators, professional development, which is very important for our educators here. And thanks for valuing this most valuable instructor concept, because I think it's very much important for all the academicians here. So this is great to know. Thank you, Dr. Shafika. Professor Shushafwe, we know that AI is having a deep, profound on education field, and higher education should keep pace with those rapid changes. And I think it's no single sector can do it alone, and we need some kind of strong partnerships. What are your thoughts and practices regarding talent cultivation? Can we name certain key curriculum system and teaching methodologies, practices which you develop, which are they very, very great, and how to, it's I think very important for academia to know how to develop these AI-ready future partnerships, how to build these partnerships. What would be recommendations from your side?
Okay. So thank you. I would like to talk about two issues. One is that how can we teach our students learning by AI, to learn AI. I think, in current 2 years, in many Chinese universities, we have developed the general education on AI courses for every major, not only computer science and AI program, but also all of the programs. Yeah. And at the same time, we try to apply AI tools and AI platform to develop several advanced courses. For example, I'm charge of the development of MOOCs and smart MOOCs in China. Yeah, in China there is a union of association of university MOOCs. Yeah. University online educations, including this union include 28 association, including more than 1,000 universities in China. I am the director of the executive committee of this union. Yeah. Last year, we give a declaration, to launch the smart MOOCs. We define, we point out that in the future there would be several phases or several types of the smart MOOCs, like digital human MOOCs, and intelligent interactive MOOCs, and agent-based MOOCs, and VR, digital twin-based MOOCs, and smart metaverse, open metaverse MOOCs. We will develop such kind of new form of MOOCs year by year, and transfer to wide universities to apply the AI tools to teach our students. But the challenge is that how can we tell or teach our students to use AI technology and tools correctly? So that's a big challenge. So every university right now is trying to solve this problem. But in this wave, the second issue is that how can we collaborate with our industrial partners to strengthen the education on AI. I think just the Huawei show a good example how to collaborate with university worldwide to set up the ICT schools or laboratories or programs to help the university to teach their students. In China, the same. I just mentioned in my presentation. I'm the expert group leader of the China University Industry Collaborative Education. Launched by Ministry of Education. Every year. So we choose 10 best practice. So. In the country, in the country level, Huawei always in the list. I think So just so the presentation showed already the good example. But I think to co-create the curriculum is very important. The curriculum fundamentally is a foundation of education. And then the project, So in university, one challenge and the difficult problem is how can we find the best practice cases, to teach our students. For this, in this aspect, like Huawei, the industrial company, they have their advantage. They can transfer their real project with real problem, and then transfer to university and to reform the new project, collaborate with teachers in university together, to set up the comprehensive project and to support students to solve the real problem. I think that's very important. And other issues is that we, for the high-level university, it's better to set up the joint laboratories for both teaching and learning and also research, R&D. I think this very benefit for both industry and industry. But finally, the most important thing is that we need to set up ecosystem. So industry academia collaboration ecosystem. To let the university to share the resource, experience, tools, and the methods to teach AI in current time. This is my idea. Thank you.
Professor Shushafwe, I think what you mentioned is quite important. First, we started with the development of MOOCs and curriculums for the students. There was an open question which we'll address later to our academia leaders and educators, how to make students learn this. It's absolutely true. And those partnerships, which you mentioned, that we need to develop those partnerships with the technology transfer and reducing the friction between academic theory and industrial practice. As you said, you support from Huawei. So it's absolutely here, I think, in one line, and we will address the remaining concerns further to our speakers, because as regarding the practical relevance and innovative practical modalities, which is very much important for new skills development. And here I would like to ask Mr. Dumin, how we would say where we are now in the global educational journey, digital transformation, which are those breakthroughs and which you mean main obstacles here, and meanwhile, which the initiatives should be there from the university side in order to improve these practical relevant skills for students, not for only tomorrow, for today and tomorrow, I would say.
Thank you. I think in the last 20 years, no matter in China or the other part of the world, the government, from the public sector or to the business, all tried everything to push the digital transformation for education, especially as a first priority. I've been working in Africa for 14 years, and I joined as well lots of projects for maybe coming together with the national broadband and for the national education network. For connectivity point of view, I think especially in the last 10 years, it's a great achievement for every country, for the remote areas especially. The distant learning on MOOC, online learning, is promoting very well. But at the same time, I think there's still obstacles we're still facing. From my point of view, there's two things, because like I said earlier, education is not just education plus technology. It's a very systematic thing. Okay? And especially at the moment when the AI become a driving force for every industry and also education as well. The first thing I think need to think about it, the previous, in the last hundreds of years, the teaching is a binary relationship from teacher to students. And now the technology, especially AI, being jumped into this circle, it's going to be a triad relationship. And it's not simple, just simply from 2 to 3. I think the system of the education need to be redesigned to fit for this trend. So teacher, we say some of the professors in China just tell me teacher become HI. So it's HI plus AI together with the students, the new learning model. So how can we convert the skills of the teacher? Now it's one of the obstacles. So no matter in the K-12 or in the university, even in the university, the teachers and professors, they are not so, currently we see that not so welcome AI, okay? The second thing is about the data set, the good data, good quality of data set. And schools being connected, and there's lots of data, but the data, most of them now is still running in the system. It's not too little data. Now it's too much data, but running in silos. So how to build up a good data set for education system, and based on that, how to build the education big model specifically in the professional way. I think that's the second obstacle. So, but at the same time, also thanks to Professor Xu, Huawei never intend to be the #1 or in the top 10 cases. That's not our target. But the reason why we invest so much into the education, especially in the cooperation between industry and universities, because we internally we do the same thing. Okay, from the theory knowledge to convert it to skills and competence to resolve the problems, there's still a big gap. So when we look at our last 10 years experience and efforts, we see we received some success together with our partners and especially the universities to leverage the technology with the real-world scenario problems and help the university students to build a capability to resolve the problems, the real-world problem. That's the way to bridge the theory to competence. And then, but in the last 10 years, we only focus on the ICT sector ourselves. But AI brings a good opportunity for every industry to connect with the universities. So I still remember in Barcelona, Shafika said, in the next 5 years, 88% of the industries will be deeply involved together with the AI in their business scenarios. So if we can start to initiate this program. So Dr. Qiquan just introduced our AIEC AIPL program framework. That is the first step. So our target finally is to call all the partners from different industries, different sectors, especially those top enterprise, to join us, to share their own real-time, real scenario, real model, real data, and then we work together to convert it into the practice courses. And then we together build a bridge and road between theory to competence in the future. It's not only Huawei one party can do that. And we need to call on every corner, every business sector to join us. So I think that's something we will put into our business strategy in the next 5 years at least. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Domin. Actually, what you emphasized was quite important. What I heard is that educators, the professional development, teachers development, and big models for students learning, and those partnerships, I would say it's like more than partnerships, which you said for educational digital transformation. This is like, I would say, more structured ecosystem level partnerships, which we need with the emergence of AI. It's quite true. And as Mr. Xu said, that we have a P-shape and T-shape skills development. That is why these practical modalities, which you mentioned, Mr. Dmitry, are very, very important. And we still understand that the universities are the backbone of AI talent cultivation. And of course, we would like to address to our academia leaders and educators, especially first we start with you, Professor Moazo. We know that ABU, Ahmadu Bello University, is more than academy, is more than, it's Advanced Academy Support Center. You are like a talent cultivation hub in Africa, and that is why I think your voice will be very much matching and resonating today's our panel discussion for AI talent cultivation. That's what I wanted to ask you, how the university is adapting to future labor market, but what about the partnerships, educators development, students learning, which are the best practices you would mention from your side? And meanwhile, if we continue discussing AI literacy for educators, how you are doing the professional development of teachers in Ahmadu Bello University. Can you please share?
Thank you, and it's a pleasure to be on the panel. I think the first thing that we want to understand here is what exactly is, what's the idea of the adaptation of the academia into industry thing. And I would say to a large extent from our experience in Nigeria and particularly even in Ahmadu Bello University, the adaptation is a bit of a tricky thing because sometimes we think it's simply just about maybe introducing a bit of AI-related things here and there. It has to be very deliberate, it has to be focused, and we have to ensure that we have all the necessary guardrails to ensure that we are not just introducing AI to reflect industry requirements and not concerned about some of the issues. The truth of the matter is that as we speak, the students have left us behind. The system is too slow to react to how much students have taken into AI. But be as it may, I think it's very important for the university system, and that's what we try to do, and that's why it's important, the relationship we have with Huawei, the relationship we have with UNESCO Aiche, in that respect, in terms of building the necessary capacity that bridges that gap between industry and academia. So I think one of the first things we need to do, and which we're trying to do, is to ensure that we have an industry-influenced curriculum. It's not simply just about doing a bit of patchwork here and there. It has to be very deliberate. And so, for instance, in our university, in my parent department, computer engineering, we've taken a lot of the Huawei courses in cloud, in AI, in big data, WLAN, and so on and so forth, and embedded them into our computer engineering program. So it's largely driven by, and it's very interesting that I'm seeing the launch of AI courses. It's very interesting to me, and it makes us think well, we need to look at this and reflect. But that takes us now to yet another problem we'll have, which is how much maybe government policy influences some of these things. We have a structure that says we need to review curriculum maybe every 5 years. However, in reality, we need to review curriculum in real time to reflect real-time market demands. We can't wait for 5 years when technologies change every 5 minutes, and we have to wait for 5 years to change. By the time it's another 5-year cycle, we're completely left behind. So I think that's the first thing. We need to have curriculum that is industry influenced and reacts to industry in real time. The second thing I think is also, and that's one thing that is also generally being adopted, is to start to think about getting, in addition to degrees that will be obtained from industry-influenced curriculum, we also need to ensure that our students have industry-required skills, and those competencies are defined by the certifications, whether it's Huawei certifications, and then, like I said, in our case, also the micro-credentials we obtain from UNESCO ICHE, which is also very important for teacher professional development. So I think those are some of the things that I think we need to be able to do to ensure that we get that industry-influenced effect on university system. But like I said, we also need to be careful that we ensure that in doing this, we have established the necessary guardrails. So that's where policy becomes very important. And I will say, with our relationship with UNESCO, we were able to hold a national dialogue in Nigeria, which led to the development of a framework for AI guide in higher education, which was adopted by the National Universities Commission, in which they used to develop what they called responsible use of AI in the Nigerian university system. So I think that's the way we're doing it, and that's some sort of practical use case for relationship we have with industry, maybe Huawei, UNESCO, ICHE, and so on and so forth, in moving that next step to ensuring industry, academia, and government relationship in how AI is influencing higher education today. Thank you.
Actually, Professor Moaz, it's very much valid what you said, the gap between the curriculums and these accreditation cycles in the university, they are too long, and you have no, as you said, these 5 or 7 years, and these kind of courses, which we launched today during our event, like they have the courses on based on the major, based on the job role, which will be, as you mentioned, very important to integrate with industrial knowledge. But meanwhile, I still want to let you share about the teachers' cultivation, how you're doing it, because you are cultivating educators not only in Nigeria, but for other countries or from South Africa as well. You can mention also this kind of practice, because Ahmadu Bello University is supporting more than 100 ICT academies in Africa. That's in educators' professional development as well.
Okay, so thank you. I think maybe I will say 3 things. One is we as instructors, as teachers, we need to transform from simply providers of information, because information is everywhere now. So what we need to do is to be providers of wisdom or guidance to students and to other instructors. Therefore, we have to first and foremost be learning architects. So we need to be able to develop content, learning experiences that are tailored around AI that's going to be beneficial to. Second, I think we also need to be ethical guides. Like I said, we need to be able to establish, we need to be able to tell our students when to use AI, how to use AI, and when to take off. And then we need, just like Dr. Shefika said in her earlier presentation, even though she said it in the other way, being cognitive transfer, but we need to be cognitive navigators too for us. And we need to be able to direct our students as to what is, when they can use AI, what AI tool they can use, and when also to back off. I think it's very important in the context of how AI influences the academia today.
Thank you so much. I love this, learning architects. Now it will be one more of your favorite words. This is true. This is more than training, which you are doing for teachers. Thank you very much for your work. And now we would like to take the reference and practice from Mansoura University and from Egypt, from Professor Abir. I would like to understand from your side your teaching methodologies. And meanwhile, I want to understand how the students' learning has changed, how students, your approach of a teacher has changed, because you are doing a lot of deeply AI talent cultivation. Maybe you share your practice.
Thank you. I am honored to be a part of this amazing event. To begin, today's learning outcomes is different. A student shifted from passive learning to active learning. Education, I see that it must active learning link with
Yes, it's okay. Actually, I do know that you are doing a lot of students learning in AI and opening the groups. And so I just want to understand, we discussed today that we have a lot of courses, curriculums, but how to encourage the students learn these courses, which is very important. And maybe your practice is also very valuable in Mansoura.
Students should have a lot of practice and technical working. So I believe they not theoretical. So professor should be change mindset to engage industry with academia to bridge the gap between academia and industry. So students expect to learn classes encourage them and focus on application, critical thinking. So we need to engage curriculum with industry as well.
Thank you very much, Professor Bear. I understand that real-world scenarios, technology application is very much important for students because they will understand the value of these skills, assessment, and future their certification, validation of their skills, which is very much important. I can see that we are already out of time. It was a great discussion. I don't know, I feel that this half an hour passed very quickly, but I want to thank all our panel experts today because what I understand that AI is reshaping teaching and learning. We understand that the policymakers are supported by UNESCO, industry is supporting the technology integration into education, academia is doing the great job to prepare the learners, and from country to country, from region to region, it differs. But one thing is very clear, that the future of education consists of those choices which the policymakers, governments, industry, educators, and students are making now together. And we are very very much happy for this dialogue and for hope that it will be more impactful actions for further educational transformation. Thank you so much for your insights and profound inputs. And thank you for the audience, and have a nice day ahead. Thank you.
I see the future.
See the future.
Very beautiful, insightful, fruitful, joyful panel. I think it's very clear that the key words now is right there. And as I said in the beginning, we are at a breathtaking moment and at the crossroads for the human history. But at least we have the map, and you got part of the map right here. All right, so what's left is to hear two sharing for best practice for transforming education through all of what you have heard about. So now I think we will go ahead. The stage is clear. I was like trying to buy some time. So first practice is going to be from Indonesia, and specifically from the Institute Technology Bandung, ITB. So not only we will learn about the transformation journey, but we will learn how this transformation is at the heart of the national global vision, national Indonesian vision 2045. All right, so we're pleased to have the Dean of the School of Electrical Engineering and Informatics of ITB. Let's all welcome Professor Dr. Tutun Johana.
Good day, everyone. It's almost lunchtime, but I beg your patience for me to share ITB and Huawei effort to support the vision of our country. We call it the Golden of Indonesia 2045. So why 2045? Because in 2045, Indonesia will be 100 years after the independence. So we have 5 target vision in 2045, and one of them is to increase human resource competitiveness. So this time I would like to show you, with the help of Huawei, how our university ITB contribute to this effort to improve the competitiveness index of our human resource. So together we design a talent ecosystem to develop industry-ready talent. So the students from the higher educations or from vocational high schools join the talent cultivation in Huawei ICT Academy ecosystem. So after they join this ecosystem, hopefully, and we believe, they're going to be ready talent to support our Indonesia Golden 2045. So in this ecosystem, we set up industry standard. We develop instructor enablement. We support student enhancement. And of course, we embed the industry standard into the academic curriculum. And then also enhancing engagement through localization of training material. And of course, we cannot do it by ourselves, by ITB and Huawei. We have to do also the collaboration with some of our government body, some minister, like the Ministry of Higher Education, Ministry of Communication and Digital, and also Ministry of Religious Affairs.
And ITB, as one of the Huawei ICT Academy Super Center in Indonesia, developed the model for IIC supporting education in Indonesia. We call it this model. We have several. We call it distributed model, yeah, because we have three kind of IIC with supporting role of each other. The first is we call it strategic IIC. Our colleague from Apticom, they mainly develop the standard and the education. And we have operational IIC. This IIC, ITB, included in this operational IIC. There are two universities as operational IIC. ITB responsible for Indonesia in West Indonesia, universities in West Indonesia. And our partner in TELU, Telecommunication University, they are responsible for universities in East Indonesia. We have also special IIC. They take care of vocational high school and also the school under the Ministry of Religion Affairs. So I would like to show you some of our experience at ITB and Huawei ICT Academy. But before we proceed with our experience, we would like to introduce first our university. So ITB, Institut Teknologi Bandung, has 4 campuses. The main campus is in Bandung, about 3 hours drive from Jakarta, our capital city. But now you can reach Bandung from Jakarta in only 30 minutes because we have high-speed train from Jakarta to Bandung. And actually, we have also Jakarta campus. Mainly, they take care of business school. And the other 2 is in the West Java, in east of Bandung. Currently, we are in the rank 255 World University ranking. We have about 27,000 number of students in 2025, and we have about 2,600 staff. Our journey with Huawei started in 2010 as the Huawei Authorized Information Network Academy. Actually, I am the first trainer this HAINA. Yeah. And in 2018, we got the Huawei ICT Academy status. In 2021, we appointed as IASC. And in 2023, we are certified IASC. And 2024, we developed a 545G lab joint listed with Huawei. And last year, we get the advanced IIC. So it's been a long time, ITB and Huawei. And these are some hours of achievement. We have the lab environment in our campus, in datacom, cloud computing, AI, and also 545G lab. And we also open some classes, of course, in the related technology to the Huawei technology. Some of our students recruited by Huawei, many of them join our program. I mean, our program means ITB and Huawei. For example, the Seed for Future program, and of course, ICT competition. So some of our students now work for Huawei. So how we integrate the Huawei course into the ITB structure? There are three ways to integrate the Huawei course into ITB. The first is we put the Huawei course content into the subject when learning outcomes are aligned. If the learning outcomes are not aligned, then deliver the Huawei course content through extracurricular training. And after all the students finish the training, they can convert the number of the training into our credit system through the credit earning recognition system. And for the extracurricular training, in addition to give them, of course, the practical lab, but we also, in this training, we prepare the student to be ready to for the ICT competition. So the training also serve as the ICT competition preparation. We have two tracks. The first track is network track, of course, including the TACOM, security and wireless LAN. And the second track is compute, cloud, and innovation track. So, some students maybe their experience in the training converts to the credit. Some students join the ICT competition, like today we have. And for the ITB Advanced IISc contribution, we have served the role as an advanced IIC. So our role is to localize the course content. And then we try to increase the number of new ICT Academy MOU. We deliver TTT training. And of course, we serve the operational support and doing the hands-on practice lab. So as we know that TTT is a key ISC program for instructor enablement. So we provide the TTT in infrastructure, cloud service, software, and NI. Both we deliver in Indonesia as well as in English language to serve our partner from outside Indonesia. We also provide the ICT Competition Enhancement Bootcamp. So we provide this bootcamp for the student to prepare to join the ICT competition. But on the other hand, other goal of this bootcamp is to improve the number of universities that join this ICT competition. So we want more impact to other universities to join the ICT competition. And why we do that? Because we see that the competition, the ICT competition from Huawei, is the opportunity for ecosystem to grow. So we see that ICT competition as a platform for collaboration, innovation, and global ICT talent development. And as an academic IIC, ITB supports instructor development, curriculum readiness, and knowledge sharing across the global Huawei ICT academic ecosystem through the activities like regional instructor enablement, infrastructure for offline TTT, curriculum updates and localization, and ICT competition knowledge sharing. To have more impact to our society and also to have more power to realize our vision, Indonesia Golden in 2045. So we have the collaboration with government of Indonesia. One of the examples of our cooperation with the government of Indonesia is through, we call it Digital Talent Scholarship Program. This training is for the fresh graduate in Indonesia to learn about ICT. So ITB participate in this scholarship program from our government as an expert instruction, learning material design, and SCIA integration. Actually, this effort is, so we have Indonesia Golden in 2045, but we have also other vision, Indonesia Digital in 2030. So we need many talent to support this vision, Digital Indonesia in 2030. We need 9 million digital talent. So we help through this cooperation with the government, not hope, we believe that we can contribute to the number of talent we need for Indonesia Digital in 2030. In terms of localization, we have been doing the translation from 2023. And now, I believe we have to do it together to create the better future. So the last for me is how we create the better future. The first, more experience sharing, more instructor enablement, more collaboration, and more local. Thank you so much for your kind attention.
Thank you so much, Dr. Tutun, and congratulations on your achievement. I'm sure this is not easy to get that process of transformation. Well, the second practice, sharing, is going to be from Africa, the land of opportunity, and people with bright smile. Well, please, it's going to be from Africa, but specifically from Nigeria. So please join me to welcome to the stage the Vice Chancellor of Ahmadu Bello University. Let's welcome to the stage Professor Ahmed Adamu.
A very good morning to our distinguished members of the occasion. I'd like to first express our very deep and sincere appreciations to Huawei for asking us to share our experience to this very noble occasion. Ahmadu Bello University is here represented by quite a number of team here, including our students who have participated in this year's Huawei ICT competition. My presentation today that relates to our experience would be shared in a story through 5 different sections, and one of which is the digital imperative, which relates to our efforts and our circumstance, not only as a university, but also as a nation. And the second is what the Nigerian national government is also doing relating to the digital promotion issues and the vision. But then, of course, what have we been doing that is important and a lesson that we can all share and learn from as a university? And how are we able to deliver the results that we have achieved, largely through an ecosystem of collaboration? And then finally, what our visions are going into the future. But the entire storyline situates around a vision that we have to be a smart campus, moving essentially from a digital campus to one that is smart and enabled by AI. Let me put the story around the inflection point. And we will all understand that Nigeria, being the most populous country in Africa, and every challenge, every progress takes lessons from the challenges and the aspirations that we have as a country. But the inflection point relates to the fact that over a very small period of time, less than 10 years, we've been able to move over 2.2 million people onto smart platforms that are enabled by the Blackboard. Over 278 institutions are onboarded onto these national digital platforms. And the amazing thing is, in less than 5 years, we have moved from the AI ranking at 103 to 72, which shows how rapidly IT, technology, and AI is gradually influencing what we do. But of course, then, it is also about the huge interventions and investments that the federal government continues to make in IT and AI-supported facilities. Now, we need also to recognize the fact that the university continues to compete to generate students and skill-based training that enables us to continue to produce the talent that competes at the highest level, nationally and globally, in ICT-enabled competitions. Now, what about the vision that we have for this smart transition into a smart campus? Like I have said, we have invested sizably moving from a traditional campus to one that is digital, and the long-term vision to move to a smart campus situation. And that is enabled by 3 critical layers of action: the perception layer, the network layer, and the application layer. What would this smart campus vision that we have allow us to do? 6 essential things: learning, I-governance, the I-green, the health, smart health systems, and smart social networks and services delivery, including also management. These are the thinking, the vision that we have over the next few years. What is the context at the national level regarding the national aspirations, the visions of the Nigerian government regarding this transition that we have to respond to? The context is provided through 6 essential policy documents that have been approved and widely in circulation. The National AI Strategy 2024 to 2028 provides a comprehensive framework for AI integration across all the sectors of our national development. Of course, that identifies also AI as one of the 8 strategic pillars for Nigeria's digital economic transition. The other thing is the 3 million Nigerians, training of 3 million Nigerians in AI-related applications. And then, of course, the National Center for Artificial Intelligence and Robotics, which is something that is a pioneer across the West African region. But of course, like had earlier been stated, the ABU-led national dialogue that was inspired, that led to the draft National Higher Education AI framework that has been approved by the national government. What has been this transition, the digital transformation journey that we have had over the last 15 years. First, we need to recognize the enablement we have received through our strong relationship with Huawei. And that history goes back to 2018, when we began adopting and implementing the certification courses that are packaged by Huawei, which we quickly moved to November 2022, when the first Huawei IASC in Nigeria was established. And then, of course, the progressive jump in 2024, when we become the first advanced IASC milestone that was achieved in 2024. But then, part of the impacts that have been registered essentially included over 90 certified Huawei ICT academies that are spread across 7 countries, over 13,000 cultivated licenses, 27 certified instructor courses, and over 100 Huawei certified academy ecosystem that have been established, like we have said, over 11 countries. Part of the infrastructure that we have been able to establish through the Huawei relationships include, the recently signed MOU that we entered with Huawei to do the refreshing of our ICT networks across the campus that will enable us transition quickly from a digital campus to one that is smart and enabled. We must also recognize the Smart Classroom project that was enabled by the CreateView Smart Classes and the KMax that was able to provide us with VR solutions that continues to strengthen the possibilities for adopting AI in our delivery systems. What about the talent development pipelines that we have created over the last 15 years? Many of which are represented by high-level graduates that have found work with Huawei, beginning from some of the talents, Aliyu Isa, for instance, who is the first employee out of in Nigeria, working with Huawei Nigeria, Hamza Baita, Jimo Usman, and many of whom have also found work representing Nigeria and Huawei in Southern Africa and in Ghana. What about this ecosystem collaboration? Like I have said, we have enjoyed this tremendous relationship at various levels that goes relating to the academia government, academia industry relationships, the Federal Ministry of Communications, the National Universities Commission, and the Nigerian Communication Commission are some of the agencies of government that we have established very strong partnership with. But of course, that we keep saying, we can't appreciate enough the collaboration that we've had and strengthened with Huawei over the last many years, including, especially also UNESCO ICHE, that have enabled us to build that ecosystem of collaboration that enables us to access many of the industry interventions, like we have said, CreateView and KMax and a couple of other industry partners. Of course, like has been stated, severally, the IIOE Nigeria National Center has enabled us to deliver quite a number of micro-certifications. And this continues to strengthen the capacity of our teachers and learners. And with the support of the VR virtual reality facilities, and the smart classrooms, we continue to inject large number of talent into the economy. What's then are the future roadmaps? Like we have established, it's a process that is carefully designed to lift the university from a digital campus to one that is smart and enabled. And part of this is supported by this collaboration and the endorsement of a contract, one of the largest across the West African region with Huawei, to refresh the ICT infrastructure across the university that will enable us in the next 5 years to move to that smart vision that we so desire to attain. And this digital backbone, enabled by this Huawei collaboration, would help us strengthen not only teaching, but learning, research and innovation, the administrative agility, and the campus experience across the entire campuses that we have, both for staff and students, and then the scalability and future proofing that we'll continue to aspire to attain. Now, what are the lessons to other institutions and universities across the country? This is a model that has been celebrated across Nigeria, and many institutions continue to take inspiration from the attainment that we have established working with Huawei, UNESCO, ICHE, and the others. This cross-institutional impact can be seen also extended across 11 African countries, and then the policy influence that will continue to generate also, across some of the industries across Nigeria. So what are the other universities that are learning from us? And that, like I said, again, learning the fact that with a collaboration between industry and academia, we could deliver top-class infrastructure, as the case it is with the Huawei partnership that we have. What are then the future roadmaps for a premier AI-powered smart campus? Here we have the short term, the medium term, and the long term. And like we have established, the ultimate desire of Ahmadu Bello University is to become Africa's premier innovation university with gradually an expanded footprint across the entire West African region. At this point, we'd like to especially extend our appreciations to Huawei, to UNESCO, ICHE, and we seek further strengthening this collaboration, not only between our university systems, but also to extend a strong partnership that builds around the experiences that we have gathered over the last 15 years. Thank you very much for listening.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, Professor Adamu. That was so exciting achievement. All right, so only 2 celebrations are left before we hit lunch. Well, the first one actually is MO signing between Huawei and the Kazakh British Technical University, KBTU. But let me tell you, it's beyond just the MOU signing. You know, KBTU has been expanding the ICT Academy collaboration with Huawei since 2017. That was the first one in Kazakhstan. Now, over those 10 years, there has been a remarkable achievement and transformation. And right now, they are transformed into ICT Academy Support Center. But what is it that we are signing today and what we're celebrating is the milestone that KBTU has become Advanced IASC, the first Advanced IASC in Central Asia. For that, it's my pleasure to invite to the stage the Rector of KBTU. It's my pleasure to invite Dr. Marat Bey. Great to see you again. Please, couple of words for us.
Good day, dear distinguished guests, dear ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to represent our university at this vital summit on AI and education. Our strategic partnerships with Huawei is a testament to the power of a shared vision. Yes, before mentioned, Huawei ICT Academy was established on the basis of our university first in Central Asia region in 2017, driven by commitment to grow digital talent across the regions. We expanded our role and become an ICT Academy Support Center in 2024. Through dedications and hard work, our center successfully achieved the advanced status in 2025. And today we actively support a wide network of academies and empowering educators and students to master the technologies of tomorrow. The Memorandum of Understanding we signed today marks a significant new milestone. And of course, this memorandum empowers us to leverage Huawei's cutting-edge digital resources and ensuring that our educational programs remain as absolutely forefront of innovations. Together with Huawei, we do more than transfer knowledge. We are shaping a new next generations of ICT leaders. And let me express gratitude to Huawei company for your always ongoing search and support digital talents and their future development. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much. And we also appreciate this partnership. Let me invite the VP of Huawei Central Asia region, Mr. Shuhai, will come here. If you can please take a seat and let's get that MOU formalized, please. Very good. Well, thank you. Thank you so much. All right, great moment. Thanks a lot. All right, so next, the last celebration of the day, I promise, and that's going to come from Huawei, Middle East and Central Asia. You know, very recently, Huawei Middle East and Central Asia, we've put together a framework for, we call it EduTech 1.0, which is combining education for technology and technology for education. You can see it outside. As part of that framework, And thanks to the collaboration with UNESCO IITE, basically, we have output 9 reports for recommendations of ICT skills and talents development. Last year, we launched this report in 2 countries, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Well, this year we are launching that report into 7 more countries: Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, Kyrgyzstan, Mongolia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Armenia. And allow me to commemorate this moment again and invite guests of honor to launch those brilliant reports thanks to UNESCO IITE work and Huawei. All right, let me invite to the stage back Dr. Shafika Isaac from IITE, please, if we may get you back in the stage. Du Min, the president of Huawei Higher Education Business Unit. Liu Haofei, the VP of ICT Marketing and Solutions in Huawei Middle East and Central Asia. And Mehdi Hassan Limon, VP of Public Sector Education and Healthcare in Huawei Middle East and Central Asia. All right, so this is what we will do. So we can move a little bit close to here. And we get closer to the screen, and the 2 person here, you look that way, and the 2 person here, so exactly, diagonally 45 degrees. All right, and by the countdown, you will touch the screen, and then we will launch this great moment. All right, are we ready? All right, 3, 2, 1. Sure. If you can get to the center of the stage so that we can get the picture. And by the way, for the audience, please, I will leave the screen so that you can take pictures and download the reports. They are done in English. So take the picture of the QR codes, download the reports. They are so great. All right, so that will wrap the summit for us, but we are not done yet. What I wanted now from all of you is to come to the stage, everybody, to have the group photo. This is whoever has been partnering for Huawei for so long, this is our style. Everybody, please come to the stage to get a picture. Students, professors, organization, government, everybody, please come to the stage. Let's